What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some Watcher of Realms. Guys, we're talking about Immortal Codex once again. We have hit the second boss. We've actually been in the second boss for a little bit, but I was at work, so I was unable to make any content on it. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I was very much correct that my account is just not really the best account for the second boss, and that's because my account is very severely lacking in healers. You'll see here that I have some healers, right? Don't get me wrong, I have some good healers, but for example, I have to use Isolde here because I just don't have another healer. Now Isolde is helpful because she does provide on her A3, let me see if I can find it here. Her A3 does provide, oh no, is it just her ultimate? I think it's actually just her ultimate now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, her ultimate just applies physical damage reduction and magical damage reduction to every ally in range, which is really good. So it's helpful here because it allows us to sort of keep the reduce the damage that the enemies are taking, or the allies are taking, and so it's sort of helpful. And of course, she's also in there buffing 3 of our healers with the Lord bonus, which is great, and also is giving faction allies a shield, which I know that the Ionas are not faction allies, but what it does do is it gives these 3 units a shield, which allows to not have to heal them as much, right? Which means we can focus our heals more on the Ionas. So definitely not the best team, but I do want to do just a quick auto fight. I want you guys to see what we're doing, how we're doing it, and then I'll walk you through it. So first things first, guys, we're placing Gwendolyn over here. The main reason is because she can hit 4 targets here, which is really good. The main thing is that she can also hit the Iona, which we love. Placing Vortex here allows him to hit 4. Hollow allows him to hit 4. Nisande is able to hit 3. And then we've got Midon here, who's able to hit 4 as well. Now, unfortunately, this sort of top right one is kind of just in the dust. I'm sure that there is some better positioning that I could do. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have some better positioning. But I'm missing some of those really good range type healers, you know, those Sadies and those Leias and the Eloins who can sort of gather a large chunk of healing in certain areas. I know a lot of people are putting Eloin over here on this right side. And hitting, you know, basically all 3 of these, but I gotta say, I am really proud of what I was able to do, what I was able to accomplish with what I have in getting that S ranking, right? I would really like to be able to push into top 10%. I just don't think it's gonna happen. It would be a really cool thing to be able to get that last little push, but it does look like we're gonna be sort of in that top 20%, but maybe we can make some tweaks and some changes and get something a little bit better. But ultimately, I am really proud of what we were able to do. So let's take a look at the HP healed. So here you'll see we've got Vortex, who's doing a good chunk of our healing, which is really surprising, to be honest, because he's not my best geared healer. I'm very surprised that he's actually up there in the top numbers. Midon is second, Hollow is third, and then we have Nisande doing a respectable 36k, which is actually very good. And then I really, if you're listening, guys, please make it so that shields show up as healing, because right now it looks like Gwen is completely useless. But I know she's not, because I'm seeing her shields go out. And I really like to be able to see how much healing she's actually doing. But yeah, I mean, we're not really seeing that, which is unfortunate. The other thing to keep in mind here, guys, with this is that currently my Gwen is not skilled up, right? I don't have any skill ups in here because I just don't have the ability to do so. And so I would really like to get her skilled up. I think that would be really good, right? Getting the extra healing when the shield goes away would be good. This is actually not really that crazy, but getting the lower cost and higher shield strength from the ultimate would be really good as well. But ultimately, guys, I mean, Gwendolyn's actually doing a really good job for me, from what I can see. I mean, this is all, of course, things that I'm seeing because I can't see it on the paper, with the sort of results afterwards. But I got to say, I'm actually really proud of what I was able to accomplish, especially when you go and you look at some of these other teams, right? Like here, we've got Aylin, right, which is probably one of the best healers, in this whole thing. If we go and we look, yeah, 173k. And then we also have Eunomia, one of the new champions, which is also a very, very good healer. And then, of course, we've got Elowen and Sadie, who's reducing the damage. We've got the cleanses on both sides of the map, I'm sure. Like, we've got some really, really good healers. But I will say that Nisande, I think, is probably one of the best healers for this whole thing. I mean, look at this Nisande, guys. Like, she's doing insane healing, right? I definitely do think I'm going to kind of mess with her build a little bit, because I think that she'll do a lot better if I give her a little more investment, which is something I'll probably do. And I'll probably make an update video on sort of my Nisande build, and of course on just the total, Immortal Codex Wave 2 in general. But I got to say, I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish, even with the lack of, really powerful healers on my account. But let's go ahead and show you quickly what the builds are looking like. So here is my Gwendolyn. I do think I want to get some more attack speed on her. I think that's one thing she's missing. She doesn't have a lot of attack speed. She doesn't have a lot of rage regen. She does have a decent chunk of HP, around 57k. And, I think that that's pretty good, but I definitely would love to see some more rage regen, attack speed, and healing effect. So we'll probably tweak her build around as well for this. But then we can go down to our Medan. I think my Madonna is actually built really, really well, right? She's got, a decent amount of health, not a crazy amount, but really she's, in my opinion, I think she's really there for the cleanse and the damage reduction. So we've got 96% rage regen, 345 additional attack speed. So she's building up to her ultimate quite quickly, which I think is really important. Then we have our Hollow here, who's in an invigoration set. Decent chunk of attack, some really good attack speed, good healing effect, and a little bit of rage regen, which is helpful as well. Then we've got our Nisande. Definitely is lacking. As you can see, we haven't even fully maxed some of these pieces because we just don't have we didn't have the gold or the event at the time, so we want to make sure. I did get her maxed out other than her basic, and I don't think her basic really needs it, so that is really nice. And we did also get her to A3, which means when she's on the field, she just increases attack speed for all heroes. So it doesn't matter if they're in her range or not. She's just going to give that attack speed, which is really good in this specific situation. But she's got an insane amount of attack speed, a little bit of healing effect, a little bit of rage regen. Definitely could use some work. But I really like her overall in general. Then we have my Vortex here. Again, I'm really surprised my Vortex is actually doing as well as he is, right? Because he doesn't have a crazy amount of HP. His attack speed is surprisingly low. He doesn't have almost any healing effect, right? He is using this Elysian Epitaph, which from what I understand is actually really good for this area specifically, and I have quite a few copies. So I might end up going ahead and adding on some more of those and the Taya's bombs to people. We're going to have to mess around with that a little bit as well. But ultimately, guys, I mean, I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish. If you have any tips or tricks for me about this, I'd really love to hear more. I've been watching a little bit of content creators, and it all looks like we're kind of doing sort of the same strat. Of course, things are a little bit different because of the different heroes and the ranges that they have access to, etc. But ultimately, I think that this is a pretty good comp. And again, I think it's a relatively free-to-play comp, right? I mean, other than Gwendolyn, I think it's free to play, right? I mean, it's all epics, and we've had it 10 times on Hollow several times. Madonna's the easiest epic to pull in the game, pretty much. Vortex and Nisande, I think, are pretty common as well. And then Isolde is just there for the Lord bonus. This could be Dagna, and it would be basically the same. And it could also literally be almost any other healer, and you're probably doing better. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think of the team? I mean, I think it's a good team. I think it's a good showing. I would love to do some more tweaks, and we will do some more tweaks because this is the first round of Immortal Codex for the global players. So there's a lot of room to grow, and I'm really excited to grow with you guys. So let me know down in the comments what's the comp that you guys are using and what rank did you get based off of that comp? If you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more content from me in the future. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.